Hi, I'm Teray Foster and this is 3D HealthNet. And today we're making tomato sauce out of the garden. And I'm grabbing some oregano here, and I've got basil, and we've already picked all of the fresh tomatoes, and it is amazing what it tastes like when you just throw them in the blender. You don't cook it at all, it's fresh, and you just put it straight on your hot noodles. It's wonderful. And we've got some fresh basil here, and we'll grab some of that. And we'll just leave the seeds because I'm going to collect those seeds and plant some more from those seeds. We also have fresh garlic from the garden and fresh onion from the garden, and it's just amazing what happens when you put them all together fresh like that. Just amazing. Now the idea is that we're gardening together. I have a couple families that work with me, and then when the bumper crops come, we can all have group meals together. So we're having spaghetti, and we're putting together a fresh batch of tomato sauce with fresh basil, fresh oregano, and then we're putting together a few other things with the tomatoes also, because we have so many tomatoes all at once. You got to do something with them, and so this is why we garden, right? So that we can eat fresh and then maybe put some aside for later when they aren't fresh, when they're done for the season. And you might have a few more jars for tomato sauce in the winter. Wouldn't that be wonderful? When you put together a group of people, 10, let's say 10 families or 10 people even, you pull together those people, you start cooking together as a group, and you start to form a support. And that's what's going to get us all through the really difficult times, is forming a community and start to work together and to really pull for each other. That's what's going to make it all happen later when things are rougher than can be handled, one person at a time. Okay, so we're taking all these fresh, wonderful tomatoes, putting them in the blender with some fresh onions and some chopped up garlic. You already chopped it up, huh?
Cut it.
Yeah, okay. And then the blender will do that work too. Okay, so we got some hot peppers and bell peppers, cilantro, and basil and oregano now. And got that.
Sage. It has to be the sage that is.
These are so big and beautiful. We're going to just leave them whole for sandwiches. Oh, that'd be good. What are we going to do with all the extra tomatoes? You just put them in the freezer whole. And then when you want to peel them, if you wanted to peel them, you take the frozen tomato, drop it in boiling water, and the peel comes right.
It almost looks like
we got the lettuce and the Swiss chard. So that'll be orange,
and carrots,
red, some white from the squash, and yellow. That'll be very colorful.
Looks
very appetizing.
And yummy.
Normally you would simmer this for hours, and yes, that is a fabulous way to make sauce, but you can do it quick this way too, and it's just as wonderful and fast. Okay, well, let's try it.
Else wants the olives.
It's delicious.
The sauce?
Thank you.
Is the sauce
Olives.
delicious?
The sauce is wonderful.
Okay. Mmm. Mmm. It's good. So that's our tomato sauce made from the garden. It's in the cookbook, and you can try it yourself and decide whether you like it hot or cold. Most people like it hot, the traditional way, but it's just as good cold. Now, when you're trying to decide whether to do it hot and cold, the raw foodists love raw because it retains all those wonderful nutrients. But I have heard that if you cook it, it actually brings out the lycopene, which is supposed to be good for your heart or something, and that is actually more in heat. So you can try it either way or both ways and get both benefits. Put the leftovers in a jar and just keep it in the fridge, and it'll stay good for quite a long time. Now it's not canned, you can't keep it on the shelf, but you can just keep it in the fridge. Now when you try this yourself, you'll find that the flavors are amazing, fresh and wholesome, and you'll be able to tell the difference between bottled ragu and this. And it won't have the high content of salt, it won't have high fructose corn syrup or any other thing. You can add agave nectar or whatever sweetener you're most comfortable with. Try it yourself, you'll love it. This is Teray Foster, 3D Health Net, and please visit us at myWholeFoodsKitchen.com.